turn off the volume real quick. What's going on, everybody? Real quick, if you were watching the replay, go ahead and flash forward about 5 to 10 minutes and you can catch up on the questions and stuff like that. Again, if you are watching the replay and this is your first time joining me, usually in the beginning we take about 5 to 10 minutes to introduce everybody and for me to take a second to talk to everybody who's watching and say hello and get to know you guys a little bit more. But as you hop in, just do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button and say hello or say wherever you're from. That way I get a chance to get to know you. But not gonna lie to you guys, not feeling it today. I've been sick since Monday, actually since Sunday night. I might have corona, no lie. I'm going to get tested tomorrow morning, but I haven't been able to smell or taste anything in about a week, which sucks too because I'm actually making one of my infamous dishes, but it's freaking delicious. And the best part about that dish is you cook it in a crock pot. And unfortunately, I can't smell it, and that's like my favorite part about it, is it smells so good, but I can't even smell it. Like I walk into my house after not being in my house for a while, and I can't even freaking smell it. Oh, I can't smell anything. Like everything tastes different. Food, like, hardly has a taste to it. But anyways, I haven't been feeling the greatest, so we'll see how long I can make it tonight. I've been kind of slacking on work this week as far as like my normal output, but that is to be expected when you don't feel good. But I didn't want to miss my Thursday night live with you guys, so I decided to hop on and say what's up. So again, if you're just now hopping in, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button if you want me to get better and not have corona anymore. And also, again, say hello and put something in the chat, letting me know, like, either your agency, your name, where you're from, something like that. Bobby Bill from Tacoma, Washington. Alan, what's up? Armand from Michigan, what's up? Ezram, Laura, welcome back. Glad to have you again. LA, what's up? Alan. It's either Channel or Chanel. What's up? Oh man, I'm gonna be all right, guys. Don't worry. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna end up in the hospital. At least I hope not. I don't think I should. I've felt okay. I'm just like super lethargic. Like I'm sorry if I'm not my normal peppy self today. It's gonna be hard. But, again, I wanted to hop on for you guys. That way we could at least answer some questions. But that is why we're also starting a little bit early tonight. Normally we start at about 7:30 p.m. But to be honest with you guys, I want to go ahead and get it over with so I can go back to just relaxing and resting. But we'll see how I do. I even told Ted too. I told him this morning, I was like, yeah, I'm probably still going to go live. And he was like, oh. I was like, yeah, it's going to suck. I've already done 3 sales calls today and responded to some emails and got a couple of small things done. The sales calls took a lot out of me, so we'll see how we do, guys. But so far I'm quarantined. I've been in my house since Saturday night, Sunday morning. And I haven't left, except for one time. And I gotta tell you, I'm getting a little stir crazy. The worst part is having to do stuff outside. Like, I still have a dog, so I gotta take him out. And he doesn't want to listen all the time. And it's hot. And I'm out there sweating, like, getting lightheaded. It's not fun, man. Corona is... If this is Corona. I don't even know if it is Corona. I'm going tomorrow morning to find out, which Paul, I think it's Paul something. Paul Joseph, if you're on this call, sorry, buddy, but you scheduled a call around my Corona appointment tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to make that call, so we will need to reschedule. Did I close? Yep. I closed 1 out of 3. Did I say 3? I think it was only 2 calls. See, I'm out of it. Yeah, it was 2 calls and a training call, so that's what I thought my third. So I closed 1 out of 2, which is good. So I'm okay with that. But, and one was for 5,500, so good stuff. But guys, thank you for taking the time to hang out with me tonight. Luckily, you don't have to worry about getting sick or corona because we're virtual and I can't pass it through the computer. But do me a favor and go ahead and put your questions that you have about your agency in the chat box. Again, excuse me for being a little today. Again, I am sick, so I'm going to try my best to stay positive and to stay engaging. So we'll see how that goes. But again, go ahead and throw your questions in the chat box if you have any. And again, just one more time, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button if I've ever been able to help you, or if you would like me to do a mentorship program giveaway. A lot of you have heard about the MAP mentorship program. So if you want me to do a free month for several people before the end of this call, or by the end of this call, y'all do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, let me know you want a free MAP mentorship. Or write in the comments, if you've already thumbs up, write in the comments, hell yes, Jordan, I want a free MAP mentorship access code. Bobby. So for cold email outreach, it depends on what you're talking about. And Arkham, yes, I'm going to get to your question too. But it depends on what you're talking about. So with cold email outreach, if you're talking about doing cold email blasts where you have a list of, let's say, 1,000 emails, and you want to start mass emailing, then I wouldn't recommend doing it through your normal domain. You should buy like a dummy domain to send out cold emails through and use a platform like Lemlist, Lemlist. But if you're just sending them, like if you're going out and you're pre-qualifying, or if you're finding businesses online and you're just sending them out emails one at a time, then yeah, we use Go High Level for that. Arkham, the difference between a sitemap and a wireframe is actually pretty huge. The sitemap tells what the structure of the website will look like. So let me give you an example. Share my screen here real quick. So just so you get an idea, the sitemap is going to give you all of these pages along with what we want the title of the page to be, the keyword focus for the page. It'll also say what content is on the page, what keywords we're targeting. Again, it tells you what the main pages are, and then if there are any sub pages, it'll lay out what the sub pages are. So essentially what the sitemap does is it communicates with Google and gives Google an idea, or search engines rather, it gives them an idea of what your website is about and the hierarchy of the page structure on your site, along with other things like, is it a do follow page or a no follow? You know, those types of things are super important. Is it a redirected page or not? You know, all of those things are important for Google to understand, so that way, again, it knows how to place your site in search results. Whereas the wireframe is the design. The wireframe is where we go in and we map out what the actual pages will look like. So for example, this is our home page. So we would have a little, like we're building out a wireframe, and that shows this block up here is the header. It's got we'll put like a block right here with the logo, and then we'll put what we want to be in the navigation. Also, as soon as we get done with that, we would put another block in our design right here, not on the website. So we use something like Whimsical, for example. Whimsical is what we use to build out like flowcharts and wireframes and stuff like that. But on Whimsical, we would take another box, put it right here, say that we want a header image here, and then we would put our text here, and then we'd put a little oval button right here on that actual wireframe saying that we want a button to go here as our call to action. So the wireframe is the visual side, what it actually will look like, where the sitemap is the technical side that says what each page is going to target as far as keywords are concerned, what content is going to be on the page. what type of page it is, whether it's a 301, a 200, what type of page status it has. That's the main differences right there. And if you guys are building websites, you need that, because without that, it makes your website very complicated to actually get done in a timely manner, but also efficiently. What ends up happening is most people go on to something like Wix or WordPress or Weebly, and they just start dropping shit everywhere. They just start building out pages, and there's no real structure to it, which is why a lot of people fail when building out a website and getting what they want. Or it's also why they fail when they go and hire a VA, and then they tell the VA, hey, I want my web. They give them like some examples of what website they like and what they want theirs to look like. So the VA really has nothing to go on. They're just saying, okay, well, I'm going to take the things that I like about those websites and plug it into yours. So if you give somebody exact instructions, it makes it easier for them to just go in, look at the design you have, and build it on the website builder. As well as with the sitemap, it helps you, again, okay, so our homepage is going to have all of this content on it. It's going to have this stuff in the navigation bar. Under this navigation button, we're going to have these sub pages right here. And under those sub pages, we'll have another sub page. It's the structure of the site. And it is important to do both of those when you're trying to build a website, either for a client or for your own agency. Really quickly, guys, for those of you who just hopped in, because we had about 10, 12 more people hop in, just do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button really quick if you want me to do a free giveaway tonight, if you want me to give away some mentorship to you guys tonight. Just do me a favor, again, hit that thumbs up button, or say hello in the comments and say, yeah, Jordan, I want the mentorship. Let me know how to get it, and I will let you guys know. But I'll put it to you like this. If we don't get at least 20 to 25 likes tonight, I might not do it. We got to get enough engagement for me to do big giveaways. Do you recommend cold emailing or cold calling? If emailing, how do I build a list of businesses and automate the emails? So what I would do is, if you want to build email lists, you need to tune in to my segment with HubSpot. We're going to actually be giving away that segment I put together with, not HubSpot, AppSumo. See, I'm telling y'all I'm out of it. I'm putting together an interview for AppSumo, and if you guys don't know what they do, they are a reseller of a ton of different apps, and they usually do lifetime deals or discounted rates. The total giveaway we're going to be doing with them is worth around $3,000 worth of stuff. I'm giving away a digital marketing school. I'm giving away a free hour of consultation. I'm giving away everybody who's on that call will get our beginner SMMA course for free. They're giving away a $500 credit plus a bunch of credits to use their apps. So you guys are definitely going to want to be on that call. And don't worry, just keep tuning in every Thursday, and I will let you guys know when the date is. They did suggest a date, so I can't actually tell you. Let me find that email really quick. And again, sorry guys if you're not, if I sound a little weird. It is because I am sick, and I'm trying to figure out if it's corona. I need that email, can't get rid of that. Where is the email? Nope. There it is. Okay. So the date that we're looking at is July 14th. That's when I'll be shooting it. I'm not sure if that's when it actually goes live, like if they're actually going to run it live or if we're just shooting it. I'm pretty sure we're just shooting it. But here, we'll tell you. $500 AppSumo credit. 4 platform credits that you guys will get access to for free for a little bit. DMS 2.0 and consulting call for an hour, plus, like I mentioned, access to our beginner program. But we're doing it again, that is on July 14th. So if you guys want to be there and get access to all of that cool stuff, then that's where you got to go. If you want access to win the mentorship program that I keep talking about, we're going to do that giveaway tonight. All you have to do is make sure that we get up to 15 likes and a bunch of comments in the chat, and I'll do a giveaway. Wait, did I say 15 likes? I meant 25. See, I'm telling you guys, I'm out of it. This is what happens when I get sick. My brain just does not work right. So I would either, Christian, you're going to have to look at purchasing some email lists from email list sellers or providers, or you can use a tool like Find That Lead. Find That Lead, just so I'm very clear. And what you can actually do is download lists of emails off of that app. It's really, really cool. And something that I suggest all of you, if you're starting a marketing agency, or really if you're just doing any type of sales, that app is super useful for everybody. So if you're doing mass cold emailing, then what you need to do is you have to warm up. That's why we recommend you get a dummy domain and you don't host the email blast that you're doing cold on your primary domain, or URL, if you will. But the reason why you do that is because if you're going from a brand new email list and you don't have thousands of people already opening up emails from you every single day and engaging with that domain, you're going to get flagged as spam super quickly. And so even if you do decide to use a tool like Lemlist and you buy a list or find a list somehow and start sending out cold emails, you still have to start slow. You still have to, on that new domain that you're starting with, you have to do, you start at 25 a day. And then after the first week, you move up to 50 a day. And then after that week, you go to 100. And basically every week you can double it, but you have to work into it slowly. You can't just go full force and say, all right, I've got 20,000 emails, I'm about to start blasting them out, because that is definitely going to get you flagged. Also, does your registered business name have to be the same as your agency? No. What you would do there is you're going to make sure that you elect your business set up your business under a DBA. So your actual registered business name could be, Arkham LLC, but your DBA could be Arkham Digital Marketing, right? So that could be the business. All you have to do is let the state know what your DBA is. It shouldn't even cost you anything. What do we use to build our websites? We use WordPress and we use Duda, Duda. If you want free mentorship, all you have to do is make sure you stay tuned to the end of today's live training, and I'll make sure you get it. If you're worthy. No, I'm kidding. What did you focus on when you first started your business? Kenneth, excellent question. The first thing you should do is focus on building your internal operational processes and your internal team. And you don't even have to have money to do that. Most people think you have to have a ton of money to start hiring or getting people in place to hire. You don't. What you need to do is you start going on Upwork and you find people for all of the different positions you need based on the services that you're going to provide, right? Once you find those people, then you go out and you start actually trying to get clients. And so that way, when it does come time for you to start a campaign, you can quickly, number one, get people onboarded and get them ready to start producing content super quickly, or ads or marketing campaigns essentially super quickly. That's one of the first things you should do, and most people don't. What they do is they go out, they barely even take a course. Honestly, if you want the first thing I recommend, if you're new to this, you need to get into some type of actual training, not just YouTube videos, guys. I'm trying to help as many people as I can realize that YouTube videos alone are not generally going to be the way you want to go. It takes a super committed and super already just very high intelligence level, but also again super committed someone to come in and just watch YouTube videos and be able to get this business. It can be very complex if you try to do it that way. Whereas if you take a program, I promise you it's going to change your entire outlook on how complicated this stuff really is. Again, sorry if I sound weird. If you're just hopping in, I am sick. Trying to figure out if I have corona, but we'll see. In SMMA, what certain skills do we require to have growth in the business? Quite a few. If you're going to start your own agency, not only do you need entrepreneurial skills, but you also need to understand digital marketing. So you need to understand email marketing, SEO, PPC, social, and not just social content creation and posting, but ads as well. website design and marketing, content marketing, all of those things play a huge role in being able to run a successful marketing agency in today's day. So those would be the skills I have, as well as entrepreneurship, financial management. And what I mean by that is personal financial management, and by personal, what I really mean is your business's finances. All of those skills, like an entrepreneur, that's the thing. An entrepreneur is usually a jack of all trades. They're not necessarily an expert in one area. They're good in a lot of different areas. Are you as woke as Alex Becker? J98, what do you mean specifically by that? I would love to know that. Have any tactics on growing social pages, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? Daniel, ads. If you're not a media company, you should not just be posting on an account. It's no longer relevant. Like posting to, that's why we stopped. We realized we were just wasting a shit ton of money creating content every single week to post posts on Facebook when nobody goes there to look at those posts. And if they do, it's a small amount of people. If you're not running ads to promote those posts, which content, we'd rather run ads to drive traffic to our website and generate sales right now because that's where our budget is better suited. But let's say I had 20 grand a month I wanted to blow on ads. Then that's what we would do. We would probably set aside at least 2 grand. We'd start creating content again, and we would run boosted posts, if you will, behind that content that we post every day. But the only way to do it outside of that is seriously just running ads. If you're not running ads on a social page, then you're probably not going to get much growth or traction. That's the unfortunate truth. That's why platforms like TikTok are doing so well as far as like businesses are concerned, is because they have a massive organic reach in their incorporated into their algorithm still. So it's very easy to get a ton of views and likes on a video. Thank God it's another Thursday. Yep. Do you use YouTube ads on your videos? Yes, we've definitely used YouTube ads in the past. We have, since Corona started, we cut back our budget on YouTube because it is a little bit more expensive. But I imagine once things start to kind of turn back around and it's a little more stable, we'll probably go back to using YouTube ads again. Currently, we're just running Facebook and Instagram ads. And again, guys, if you're just hopping in, if you want to win the mentorship program, or if you want access to the mentorship program for free, I'm going to give a month of the mentorship program away if we can get this video up to 25 likes before I sign off. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet, it's very important you do so if you would like to win that mentorship program. Where are we at? If you have multiple DBAs, I guess is what you mean, and one gets in trouble, would it affect the... Okay, so Armand, that's where we need to break things down a little bit more, because that's where we're not in the right area. So let's start with this. I'm just going to use this little pad. No, I'm not. I'm going to draw it on Paint. It's way easier. Hang on, let me pull up Paint. I'll show you how that works, because this is a good question for any business owner or aspiring business owner. All right, hold on a sec. There we go. Okay, so let's talk about business structure real quick, and we won't take up too much time with this, so don't worry if you guys are already familiar. Let's say this is our parent company. All right, the parent company, legally we've registered it as Big, here, LLC, okay? Big LLC is doing business as DBA as Best Marketing. I'm just going to shorthand this. All right, no, we're not even going to put the LLC. We could, but we don't need to. We're doing business as Best Marketing. But Best Marketing is still this company. All right, it doesn't mean that they're separate entities. They're still the same entity. if you want to do a separate entity that is not liable if one gets in trouble, what you need to do is you start a subsidiary company, and we're going to name this Little LLC. All right, so this company is a child of this company, but it's separate because it is its own legal entity. But the way you have it built is this is the parent company of all of your subsidiary companies. So if I start another one over here, another one over here, this is the parent company of all of these three companies. So if this company gets in trouble, which usually it won't, because of the fact that you don't actually run business through this company. It literally exists as a layer of protection for your smaller companies like here and here. So that way, if Little LLC gets in trouble, that's fine. Little LLC might have to close down, but we still have this company over here and we have this company over here that don't get affected because they're separate from Little LLC, but they're still under your primary company's umbrella. Again, though, if Big LLC got in trouble, then all three of these companies would be in trouble. That's why you don't, if you set your, and you won't need to do this in the beginning, guys. This is much more complex. This is like when you have several companies making millions of dollars, you want to protect them and not even necessarily millions, but they're making a good amount of money. They're doing well in business. So you don't want them to get each other in trouble. So you separate them out individually, but you put them under one parent company. So that way it's easier as far as management is concerned. You don't have a bunch of different companies out here running along on their own. You have one big parent company, a bunch of subsidiary companies, and they're each individually, they're independent of each other. So I hope that makes sense. No, stop sharing. Okay. There we are. We're back. Let me see. Been working 10-day weeks to save up for the Done With You agency. 10-day weeks, huh? That's impressive. Honestly, I need you to show me how to add 3 more days to my week. That would be fantastic. He said I'm working 10-day weeks. I hope you mean 10-hour a day weeks. But hey, we're super excited to have you if you want to get in the Done With You agency program. Again, guys, that's the program that's really helping everybody kill it, because instead of it taking 6 months to a year for them to get their agency off the ground and really running and able to take on clients, it only takes you 2 months, which is huge. How do you get over your fear of sending emails and Loom videos? The anxiety is so crippling that I only reach out to family and friends who I know will say yes. So that's the thing. If you just have to suck it up, and I'm sorry to be a little brash, but you have to suck it up and just go for it. Especially since if you're worried about cold emails, then you're really going to struggle when it comes time for you to sit down in the office with them, or even if you don't sit in the office, but you do a Zoom call and do some type of presentation where you're going to ask them at the end of that presentation to spend $3,000 to $5,000 a month with you. So really, you just got to bite the bullet and get into it and start sending out emails. The thing is, most people, where they screw up with cold emails is they don't have a strategic approach. They just start sending off emails. The best way to do it is to cultivate 2 emails that you use in the beginning. 2 emails with 2 subject lines. 2 different premises in the email, and then you try to see which one performs the best and use the same ones over and over again no matter what business you're talking to. That way, it saves you time, but it's also very easy to figure out, okay, well, this email worked great because of this. This email didn't work so great, so let's adjust this email, make it a little bit different, but still not the same as this email over here, and test this one again against the original email that was doing well. But there is no formula for working up courage, right? The only thing you can do, and this is the way I look at it, is number 1, if they don't respond, oh well. If they see it and don't like it and don't respond, oh well. You're with email, you're not even showing your face. So there's nothing to be afraid of with email. You send an email, if you don't open it, fine, don't open it. If you open it and you don't respond, fine, don't respond. But take that as knowledge and as information that you can use to say, okay, well, they're not responding, so let's get them to start responding. What am I not doing in this email that's not resulting in me getting a response from that person? But Bree, yeah, the biggest thing is you just have to go for it. You have to just go for it. Like, that's the best way I can say it. But again, just keep in mind, they're never going to see your face until you get to the proposal part. So send the emails. Who cares? How long would you say it would take you to make $5K a month if you were to start from scratch? So here's the thing. If you start from scratch, and are we talking about you have it? So if you're starting from scratch and have never taken a course before, then it's going to take you probably 4 to 6 months to actually be where you want to be. At least. That's if you're working, like if you have all the time in the world and you're able to spend a ton of time just building out your processes, finding your team, studying digital marketing, doing all those things. But let's say you already have a job and you have to do all of this kind of with the time that you have in a day. It's going to take you 6 months to a year at least just to get your agency ready. Like, you're not even going to be at the point where you're really ready to take on clients yet. That's the exact reason we built the Done With You product. Sorry for my dog back there. But that's the exact reason we built the Done With You agency product. Hey, lay down, buddy. Because we wanted to help people be able to get out of the door and start getting on clients super, super fast. And that's what we do, is we actually build out most of it for you, but then obviously there's some things you actually have to build out yourself, but we give you a complete step-by-step guide on what you specifically need to do to get your stuff together. So yeah, I would say, the biggest thing is that's why people fail, is they either try to do it all their own or they don't try to take a program and have some type of guidance, and that's what's going to hurt you the most. So my advice to you guys is, I try to tell you guys this all the time. Anybody who asks me, I'll tell them the same thing. You don't have to buy any of my stuff. I recommend buying somebody's program to get a framework and to really understand what you're going to have to do to get your agency to where you want it to go. But I'll tell you this. I obviously highly recommend my program, and anybody who's a student of mine will tell you that my program is probably, if not the best marketing agency-based program out there, because we go into all of the different details. We talk about, like, most courses that I've looked at don't even have a basic marketing principles module in their course. How can you teach a marketing program and not have something about the basic marketing principles? Like, there's 8 or 9 lessons just in the basic marketing principles module of ours. And that's before you get to go into digital marketing. So that's the thing. Most people, like, I'll tell you guys, just trust me. You don't have to look any further. The best course you could possibly find is right here. All you have to do is enroll. Will you ever do a Zoom call again? Yeah, I plan on doing the Zoom call again. I definitely wasn't going to do it today because of the way I feel. But I wanted to give it a couple weeks for those people who are being pests to kind of disappear and get bored of waiting around. So it'll be back soon, I promise. Any tips on what you should do before you try to get your first client? I pretty much covered all of that earlier. SOPs, get those ready. Get VAs in place. Make sure that you have pricing and your packages really laid out the way you want them, and then go for it. Well, I guess the last thing I would say is build out your CRM and have some type of follow-up sequences for the people that you start reaching out to. So that way, you're not just reaching out to people and letting them go if you forget in your head to follow up with them. If you build it out in a CRM, which the CRM we recommend, which is the best CRM I've ever found in my over 10 years of experience doing this, is in the description. If you want access to it, I strongly recommend getting in that CRM because it will save you so much time and energy because it automates a lot of the process for you. For example, if somebody misses a meeting, right? If I'm supposed to be on a call with a potential client and they miss the meeting, I can go into that CRM and I can trigger a follow-up sequence to automatically try and reschedule all of those to try and reschedule that appointment with them. So it's going to send out a series of emails and text messages to that person saying, hey, you missed the meeting. I'm sure you want to keep, this conversation going. Click here to set up a call now. right? But it does all of that automatically as soon as I change the status of that contact. And again, all of this is stuff we teach you in the Done With You program. Where are we at? Let me get some water. In what situation would you use YouTube ads for clients instead of Facebook ads? Bobby, good question. So, excuse me. Facebook and YouTube, the biggest difference is what? Video. Now, not that Facebook doesn't have video options, but YouTube is pretty much only video. You can do display ads, but most people make their money off of the in-stream ads that you see that first 5 seconds before you click skip normally. That's where most people run ads. And I'll tell you this, Bobby, because it is a good question. If you want to use YouTube for clients, most of you are dealing with local-based businesses that are small to medium in size. So for most businesses, it doesn't really make sense to run YouTube ads. In most cases, it makes way more sense for these types of businesses to run Facebook and Instagram ads. But if they have a large enough ad budget and you're sitting there kind of wondering, well, we're getting the most that we can out of Facebook and Instagram, how can we use the rest of this ad budget? That's where you could actually take it and use it as more of a branding approach on YouTube. So for example, let's say we have a real estate agent and they're already spending, let's just say they're already spending $5,000 a month on Facebook and Instagram ads in their local market. Great, right? But they have an extra $1,000 that they can devote to ad spend, but they don't know where to spend it, and you can't get any more leads than you're already getting, or you can't handle any more leads that you're already getting off of Facebook and Instagram. So how are we going to spend this money? Well, you could do the same type of campaign on Facebook and Instagram, but omnipresence, which means to be everywhere, is super important in creating that image of being the real estate agent to go to. Because for them, for real estate agents, it's all about brand recall. By the time I get to the point where I need to buy or sell my house, I already have a real estate agent in mind, and if I don't, then the first thing I'm going to do is go to Google, right? And I'll find one. So, brand recall is usually the best strategy because people like to know their real estate agent or have some type of connection to them outside of a business transaction. So you could take that extra $1,000 and just run it as in-stream ads. Obviously doing something creative. You don't just want to get on there, hi, my name is Jordan and I'm a real estate agent. Like, nobody's going to buy that ad. I mean, you could do those, but they're kind of lame. So you're going to try and find some way to run $1,000 worth of video ads to people in the local market. You're just going to keep the targeting open, other than the fact that you need to target people who are obviously in a home buying or home selling demographic. Don't target 16-year-olds. They're not buying homes. But you could probably go like, your demo could be 30 to 55, making so much income, and those are the people that you're going to send those ads to, right? And it's just, again, it's a branding based ad. Hey, maybe it's a funny video, and then at the end of it, it's presented by something real estate, whatever. But that's really how you would want to use that budget. But I will tell you guys this, 90% of the time, you're going to use Facebook and Instagram to run ads. How to close client on Instagram. I guess I'm just going to say ENGR because none of your name looks like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to butcher your name. I just cannot pronounce that. I have a whole video on how to close clients using direct messaging. So type in serial entrepreneur Instagram clients and it should pull up my video on YouTube. Or just go to my channel. You can go to the channel page, click the search icon, and then type in Instagram and you'll see all my Instagram videos. Is it a good idea to have the word digital or marketing in your name, especially for SEO purposes? Kashif, yes, 100%. Anytime you can get it in the domain, in your business name, in the title of your web page, all of those areas are great places to put. And why? Because what is your keyword? Your keyword as a marketing agency is digital marketing, right? So that being said, you want it in your URL, in your title, in all kinds of places, because that's what Google is going, or really what you want as digital marketing agency. Hey, cut it out. You want digital marketing agency because that's actually your keyword. Your keyword can be more than one word, just so you guys know. And a lot of people, I remember when I first started learning about SEO, it made no sense to me because people would say, oh, what's your keyword? And I'd be like, digital. And they'd be like, no, it's not, it's digital marketing. I'd be like, oh, so we can have more than one word in a keyword. It's actually a keyword phrase, but that is your keyword that you're targeting, even if it is more than one. I'm a marketing student and I am heavily considering enrolling in your course. I have about 50 days till school starts. Could I finish your program in easily, Daniel. And here's the thing, and you don't believe me, again, just pay attention and stick around long enough. I get people all the time from colleges who hit me up and say, Jordan, I learned more in your program than colleges taught me in the last 4 years about marketing. And the reason why is because actual universities are just now implementing digital marketing programs into their schools, which is funny because none of their I don't know if you guys know how this works. A lot of the time with universities, they create their own literature, meaning they write the books. Like, I remember when I was in school, we had this one teacher for accounting who they wrote the book every single semester, every single year. They rewrote a new book because they made money off of the sales of their book, right? Which is so backwards and so stupid because you're relying on one person and then the curriculum provided by the department to judge what you're going to learn. Which is funny because none of those teachers typically have ever actually run digital marketing campaigns. They've studied it, but it's a complete difference between running it and studying it, right? So that's the thing. Definitely, and I'm not putting college down because you will learn a lot in college outside of digital marketing, for example, business and finance and marketing too. But if you want to learn more about digital marketing specifically, I can promise you my program will probably, that's why I had last year the University of Georgia director for the School of Business for Georgia wanted me to come speak at their college because obviously they don't have many people to ask to do this. There aren't too many people out there that can consider themselves digital marketing experts because of how new it is. But that being said, that feeds into my point that colleges are still getting their stuff together with digital marketing. I'm working extra hours to save up for ads when I start my agency, and once I make my first few G's, I'll buy the Done With You and use it to grow. Look at Kashif saving up money for ad spend. Dude, I'm telling you guys, Kashif, I know one day, dude, I have so much faith in you because of how seriously you actually take your business. I'm proud of you, man. What's the easier way to get clients? Cold call, door-to-door, etc. The easiest way is to set up automated email and messenger sequences to gauge interest to cold lists. That's what I recommend. Using LinkedIn because you can message people on there. You can set all that up automated. And then using cold email instead of cold calling and door-to-door. Now, you can go the cold call route and the door-to-door route. They're more time consuming, but it doesn't take, if you're good at sales at least, it doesn't take as many people or seeing as many businesses to get the result you're looking for. Once again, guys, yes, I am sick. That's why I sound a little weird and I seem a little just down today. Sorry if I seem a little down. I hope it doesn't deter you from watching. The other thing is I want to also mention one more time, for those of you who haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button because at the end of this, if we get to 25 likes, I will do a map mentorship giveaway for several people. But we have to hit 25 likes, so y'all make sure to hit the thumbs up. How to calculate ad budget for a startup business. So here's the thing. That's a good question too, because a lot of people say, well, how do I calculate it? You don't really need to calculate it. You have to look at the type of business and how much they're willing to spend really is what you're looking at. So newer businesses aren't going to have as much to spend. But my recommendation is no matter what size business you are, if you're going to spend on Facebook ads, you need to spend at least $1,000 just on the ads every single month. Okay. And you need to be able to commit to this for at least 3 months, meaning you need at least $3,000 just devoted to ad spend. And then from there, it just goes up and it's not based on how much money your business makes in a year. It's based on how productive your ads are being. If you're spending more money on your ads than they're able to generate in revenue, then obviously it doesn't make sense for you to do that. It's what we call return on ad spend. So you typically want to have at least a 1.1 return on ad spend, which means you're making the bare minimum. 1.0 is breaking even completely. A 1.1 means you're starting to make profit. But really, if you're good at marketing, you know that you need anywhere from 3 to 5 times return on ad spend for your campaign to really be worth it. So again, Abdul Rahim, you want to start off at 1,000 and use that as your baseline to determine if you should up your budget more. I can tell you that with most local small and medium-sized businesses, $1,000 to $3,000 can be enough, and that's all they will need. If you're getting into competitive industries that are more expensive, say attorneys, doctors, HVAC even, where it's super competitive, there's a lot of businesses out there that provide that same service, you're going to have to spend a little bit more. For example, with attorneys, when I was in Jacksonville, we had attorneys spending anywhere from 25 to 100 grand a month just on PPC ads. So it always depends on the size of the business, how much money they're generating, what their clients are willing to spend on their services. Because let's say, for example, you're selling tennis shoes, or let's say t-shirts online, right? Well, if I spend $1,000, but my average t-shirt costs, let's just say $5 to make the example easy. That means I got to sell a shit ton of t-shirts to break even, right? I'm only getting $5 back per t-shirt, but that's not to say that $1,000 can't get that job done. So that's what you're trying to consider. It's less about, how much money the business makes relates to the money that they need to spend on their ad spend. It's more about how much money do I need to spend to make a return, and then what type of return am I making on that spend. Yes, YouTube, well, cost per click wise, yes, YouTube ads are more expensive than Facebook and Instagram because you're showing video content. Video content is always going to be more expensive than showing an image. What's the cost of this course? How long? Mallory, it depends on which course you're talking about. If it's the DMS 2.0, that's the one where you do it all yourself. That one is $549, and it's kind of up to you on how long it's going to take you. I've had students finish it in 2 weeks, which I don't recommend. That means you went through it way too quick. I recommend a month to a month and a half. That's going to be a long enough time frame. If you're spending not every day, but almost every day in that month to a month and a half, because there's so much content in there. There's over 100 lessons in the program. I think it's like 40 to 50 actual hours of video training in all kinds of different topics, 100 different quizzes. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So, it's kind of up to you. Like Kashif, for example, he's taken, I think, 2 to 3 months to go through it, but that was what he felt comfortable doing. And he went through the lessons probably 3 times. But that's what I recommend, because it's just like going to school, guys. I had a call with a girl who was 17 today, and she was talking about getting in the program. And I was like, well, do you like school? Because if you don't like school, you're not going to like this. There is a ton of information. And if you don't like school and you don't like learning, you're not going to have the commitment to sit there and watch all of these videos, take notes, go through the quizzes, and do what's necessary to get your agency where you want it to be. So it's up to you. Again, it's up to you on how long you take, but you could totally finish it in 50 days. And you could finish it sooner. You could finish it later. It's kind of up to you. The next program is the Done With You program, and that's where we build out all of your processes for you. Like, you literally don't have to spend time doing that. We help you get your CRM set up. We give you all of the templates to use inside your CRM for your first few automations. We build out your website stuff for you. We don't actually build your website for you unless, like we talked to a guy today, we're actually going to build his website for him. That's an extra $1,000 on top. But if you want a professional looking website like I was showing you earlier, we can get that done for you very easily. And it includes SEO implemented into your site. Do you think it's possible to be in a crowded market? Yeah, 100%. That has nothing to do with whether or not there's a ton of other agencies selling your services. It's about how you position yourself and are your services valuable. That's all that people care about. Once you get someone into a message sequence, an email sequence, do you send them the same email when you're... What? Once you get someone into a message sequence and a email sequence, do you send the same email when you're do automation? Kashif, I'm gonna need you to explain that one a little more, bud. I'm sorry, I cannot understand what you're trying to ask. How do you feel about influencer marketing? It's not ads, it's actually just marketing. Unless you do an ad campaign collaboration with them where they're spending on ads too, then sure. But I think what you're referring to is influencer marketing, and it works well. It just works well for specific businesses and specific industries. I wouldn't say do it like for your local service-based business, like attorneys, doctors, contractors, HVAC, gyms. I wouldn't use influencer marketing. I don't think it's worth it for those types of businesses. But say they do e-com, pretty much any e-com business can utilize influencer marketing and make a bunch of money back off of it. So it's kind of up to you. But again, I don't recommend it for like local businesses. How do you feel about... Oh, wait, that was the one I just did. Sorry, guys, I told you I'm sick, so... Not feeling so hot. Oh, and again, guys, we got to get to 25 likes if you guys want mentorship from me for free. So hit that like button, that thumbs up button, and make sure we get to 25 before the end of this call. Because I am getting a little tired, and I'm probably going to cut it out here in a little bit. And again, I'm tired because I'm sick, so I'm sorry. Do you do most of your upfront? What does maintaining your clients look like? What? Most of what upfront? I'm not sure what you mean. If you're asking about do I do most of the sales, not at this point anymore. I used to in the beginning, yes, I did pretty much all of the sales, but now I have people who do that for me. Maintaining your clients look like basically monthly reports, bi-weekly catch-up calls, and that's to make sure that they're happy with the campaign. Do they have any suggestions? Do they have anything they want to see done that we haven't done already? It's more like, and that's really it. Delivering, like upkeep is super easy once you get them launched, unless you have like a photo shoot or a video shoot for a new ad campaign. It's really the only time you're doing anything with your clients. So it's not a lot of work if you have the proper structure internally set up. Digistamp, yes, I'm going to. Again, sorry I haven't got that in there. My plan was to do it Sunday, but I woke up Sunday and felt like complete shit. And I have ever since. Like, I'm finally starting to feel better today, but as you can see, I'm still a little out of it. I'm still a little tired. Like, that's the main thing, but I have felt so just, I'm just tired. But I don't feel like I don't feel awful. Like, when I had the flu in November, God. Like, Ted even came into my house, he's like, dude, you look like shit. And I was like, I feel like shit. That was the last time I wanted to die. I'm just kidding. I did feel like death, but... So if I want to retarget people who visited a site and some of those people become customers, how do you automatically stop those people who became customers from receiving more ads? Jay, super easy. You either do it based on people who have converted on the ad itself, like if they purchase something directly from the ad, you can make a list of people who have purchased something in your audiences. That's one way. The other way is to take emails and contact information. So if they go, like for example, with our site, when somebody signs up for our website to become a student on our website, we take that email, their first name and last name, we plug it into Audience Manager. It's going to filter out the ones that aren't real, keep the ones that are, and then basically we use that as an exclusion audience in our ad sets. And just so you know, it doesn't always work because people have several different emails that they use. One more time, guys, just because we are about to wrap this up and I want you guys to get the mentorship program free, but if we don't get to 25 likes or thumbs ups today, then I probably won't be able to actually know what I'll do is I'm just going to table it to next week and until we can get 25 thumbs ups. Maybe more next week, we'll see. Who knows, maybe I'll keep raising it. But what I'll do is, here's what I'll do. I'll give everybody in here the chance to get the mentorship program for free. But we got to reach 25 thumbs ups, so you guys better get on it. We got a few minutes left. I'm 6 weeks into it now. It's taking me so long because I'm not able to do it every day, and I'm also taking really extensive notes when watching the videos. Michael, that's okay. Like, don't try to rush it. Most people, like, that's the biggest issue that too many people have in this business, and not even just this business, but just business in general. You guys try to rush it because you want to make money, which, again, I completely understand wanting to make money. But if you, and Michael, I'm not saying that you are rushing it. I'm just putting this out there for everybody. You have to take your time with it. Don't worry about setting things up while you're learning. Just go learn. Then come back through it again and start setting things up as you go through it. But it's going to take you a long time if you want. And it's not impossible, guys. I have so many students that are doing this right now that have done it on their own and are doing it successfully. I have a student who reached out to me the other day, told me he's almost at 100 grand a month. He's well over 75 grand a month now. He's about to hit 100 grand a month. And we were just talking about him doing 50 grand a month 4 or 5 months ago. So that's the thing. You can totally do all of this, but I'll get my 169 bot accounts to thumbs up the video now. Jesus Christ. J98, that's actually a good question. He said, do you ever get tired of teaching people how to start their own agencies and wish you could spend that time working on your own agency? Here's the thing. If you want me to be honest, teaching about marketing agency and starting that business does get a little old sometimes, but what I'm passionate about is helping other people. What I've realized is I'm passionate about helping other people realize their own potential. And I know you guys are not just going to leave this at 24 likes. We need one more, and I will give away the mentorship program for free to everybody. But we need one more thumbs up. But I have a passion for helping people realize their potential. Like, that's what I realized going through all of this was I love having that student who stuck it out, who went through the hard times, who grinded every day but came out on the other end of it, and now they're living the life that they want, and they have this business that they love and that they get to manage, and they get to do what they want with their time and their energy. And that's what's super important about this to me. So, you know, I definitely have my struggles with teaching it because, number one, I never thought I was going to be a teacher, but number two, I've been doing it for almost 4 years now. And it's teaching the same stuff over and over and over and over again. But again, and I see why teachers, like elementary school, middle school, high school teachers, I see where they get their gratification from, because I always wondered as a kid, like, how can you teach the same shit over and over again? But it's not because of the stuff that you're teaching per se. And not to say that I'm not passionate about digital marketing, because clearly I am. But what makes me happy is the fact that I like to see other people see satisfaction and success in their own life. And so that's what really keeps me going. There, I did it for you. Well, thanks, Mallory. Don't sound so excited. I mean, I'm going to give you something for free for doing it. All you had to do was click. Jesus Christ. I didn't think it was that big of a deal for someone to go. Oh, goodness. All right. What time is it? 8:12. All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys the access to the mentorship program for free for a month. So what does that mean? It means you get access to 4 live trainings with me. They are at 3:30 p.m. EST. Don't worry, though. I have a date coming for you guys, hopefully next week. If I'm still sick next week and I have corona and I'm quarantined, I'm not going to do it next week. But we've decided we're going to do a second day of MAP mentorship. For those of you who can't make it on Wednesday at 3, we're probably going to do it on Tuesday. But we've put in a second time frame, so those of you who need it a little bit later in the day, probably a little bit before we would usually do this live, like 6:30 p.m. EST. It's probably when we're going to have it, maybe 5:30. We'll let you guys know. But we're adding in a second time, and what you guys get is you get access to 4 different days in the month where you get to get on and ask me questions. And if you're really about it, you can hop on both of those live sessions and ask me questions twice. So really you're getting 8 opportunities to sit down with me like this and ask questions to get your agency going. And it's only $10 a month past the first month. So yes, the first month is free, but after that, guys, if you sign up, it is going to start charging you past the first month if you want to stay enrolled. But I promise you guys, you're going to want to stay enrolled because most of the people that we get inside the mentorship program never end up leaving because of the immense value that you get. And plus, you're getting new training every single week. Like, you get a new training every week or a new opportunity to get mentorship with me every single week. So here's what you have to do to get it, because I'm not going to make this easy for you, and it's only because I'm sick that I don't have access to it right now. And I have to get Ted to do it for me. But here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow by noon, okay, I'm going to include a link on this video. All right, so in the description of this video, at the very top, I'm going to place a link for a free coupon code, or a coupon code for you to enroll in the mentorship program if you're not already enrolled, for free. Again, for your first month, 30 days. All right. After that, it is $10 a month, but I promise you, you're going to want to stay enrolled if you guys come to the meetings. But that's what you have to do. Really quick, DZ Marketing, if I didn't get to your question, it's nothing personal. It's not because it's your first time here. I didn't honestly even know it was your first time here. It's just because we're out of time. I can't get to every question because we have so many. I'm sorry I didn't get to your question, but if you come back next week, I promise you I can get to your question then. I don't feel well, though. I think I might have corona, which is why I'm going tomorrow morning to get tested, and I haven't felt good for about a week, but I still came on because I wanted to be able to give you guys this opportunity to sit down with me, and we've already gone over an hour, so usually I only go an hour. But I'm going to get out of here for now, guys. Again, if you want the mentorship program, you have to check back tomorrow. It's going to be on this live video. So let me show you guys something real quick in case you don't know how to find videos on YouTube as easily as I do. It's actually pretty simple. What you're going to do, and I'm not trying to make any of you feel stupid or anything like that, but there's a very specific way you can do this, and it makes it super easy. You're not going to see this here, so what you're going to do is you're going to come to my channel, or come to YouTube and type in Serial Entrepreneur. You're going to go to my channel, which is this. Don't click one of the videos. I mean, you might be able to see the video from today here, but click the channel, and then you're going to go right here, past live streams. Tomorrow, you can see this one says 6 days ago. Tomorrow, this one should be right here, and it should be, so many hours or 1 day ago. But all you have to do is go right there. You're going to click the video. You're going to shut this ad up. And then you're going to go into the description, which is right down here. You can do this on your mobile phone as well. But you're going to go into the description, and it should be somewhere in this area right here. All you have to do is find the link that'll be right there. And if you guys aren't familiar, all you need to do, if you want to check out any of my other stuff, we have an intro level course. This course is only $7. I literally had a guy today say this intro level course was better than any of the major courses that he's taken, and it's only 15 lessons in it. He found out more in this intro level program because it's still a shit ton of information, but it's $7. If you're looking to start or get your feet wet, or you don't know where to go and you're not even sure you want to do this, this is why, or this is where you want to start. If you are past the point of knowing you want to start and you really want to get serious about your agency and you want to be like all of my students, or not all, but if you want to be like the students that I have that are committed to the process and have taken this seriously, and they're making a crap ton of money now with their agency, anywhere from $5,000, a couple thousand, to over several $100,000 per month in revenue, click this link right here. If you want access to that CRM I mentioned, I promise you this will be the best thing you've ever done. And then finally, the mentorship program right here. If you want to just go ahead and join it today and you don't feel like waiting, boom. Last thing is, if you want to get the Done With You agency program that I keep talking about, here's everything that you get when you join this program. You get 3 hours of video training, 1 hour call with me, 2 hours with my team, plus all of these awesome benefits right here. If you want to find out more about that, you just need to click that link right there. But that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer. I'm sorry I was a little out of it or under the weather today. But I'm going to get out of here for now and go get some rest. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will see you next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully I'm not still stuck in my house in quarantine. But I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you next time. Until then, serial entrepreneur out. Bye, guys.